All right, getting started here in just a minute. Championship game here. Last game of the regular season for these boys. Great season overall. Some ups and downs, highs and lows. CCM World Invite champions back in Chicago in November. Won the regular season for their league play finals here for the championship for the playoffs. Big game last night against Sylvania. And getting started here, we'll have Max Bernick in net. Cam Black is still out injured. We're going to have Declan Boyer at left wing, Braden Norris at center, and Colin Peters at right wing, with Cam Hill and Cash Christian back at D. Different rink today here compared to yesterday. Internet's not quite as good. Might be a little choppy. Shot from wide gets blocked by Christian and cleared up and out of the zone. All right, Morris has it along the boards, and he'll reverse and send it around back behind the net to Christian. And tries to get it up to Peters, can't get through traffic. And puck is dumped back in. Hill's going to go back with it. We got a line change coming up for both teams here. And Myers has it, makes a move, makes another move. Takes it wide. We got Hepler in front of the net. Bomer and Conrad back at D. Puck back to Bomer. He's going to shoot, tipped, and tips wide. Bomer hangs on to it and dumps it in. And Bomer banks it up to Robbins. And puck is dumped in. Conrad goes back with it. And he's got it. Tries to send it up for Hepler. And it's offsides. All right, we bring in Short and Christian back at D. Ludlow, Burnett, and Page up front. Christian will go back with it. And kept in at the blue line. Christian sends it up the boards, comes out of the zone. We're going to have Roken here with a chance. Makes a move, cuts back, and goalie's in position to stop that. And puck comes back to Short. And up to Burnett, and out. All right, Christian brings it in the zone. And goalie covers. All right, Short and Christian at D. Neese, Morris, and Peters up front. Christian keeps it into the blue line. Neese has it. And puck comes out of play, back to short, sends it over to Christian. And Christian sends it up the boards. That's offsides.
Can you see if live screen is working?
All right, we will bring in Conrad and Hill back at D. We've got Hepler, Myers, Robbins up front. And puck comes to Myers. He's got Hepler to his left. Oh, man. All right, Myers gets up. He got launched into the boards. All right, he's fine. He'll stay out. So we'll have Hepler, Myers, and Robbins up front. Christian and Hill back at D. Hill keeps it in at the blue line, tries to dump it back in, and puck will come out. Christian has it. And tries to drop it to Robbins, but can't, and puck comes out of play. Myers will be the first one back with it. Sends it over to Hill. And back up to Myers. Myers still has it. All right, puck is dumped in. Rochester will go for a change. Our line stays out. All right, puck goes down low to Robbins. It's going to bounce up to Hill. Shot just misses the net wide. And Christian keeps it in. Still in the zone. Now it's flipped up. Man, Rochester there on the breakaway just lifted it up over the net there. This line's tired. I think they were out before the power play too. And Bernick with the well-timed save there. Get some fresh legs out there. All right, we'll bring on Bomer and Conrad back at D. Ludlow, Page, Burnett up front. Burnett comes up with it, passes up to Ludlow. Ludlow drives the net, gets hooked. Net goes in. Nice job, Broken. That's the goal, getting hooked the whole time. I don't know how that puck snuck in. I think it went high hole, but. All right, Toledo goes up 1-0. A little less than 7 minutes here left to go in the first period. We're going to keep the same lines out. Homer Clears it out of the slot. Blocked by Bomer. Shot for Bernick. Stopped. And puck's out of the zone. And dumped in. Conrad's back with it. Puck up the boards. Conrad steps up on it and dumps it into the zone. We'll get our D change out. We've got Christian and Short coming at D. All right, puck's up to Morris. We've got Morris, Boyer, and Peters up front right now. All right, Morris will dump it in. And we got a 2-on-2 develop with Boyer on the back check here. And all right. Morris comes up with it, tries to get it across to Peters. All right, Peters has it, gets it deep. And Morris will go for a change. We've got Robbins out, Myers out, and Hepler out. And Hepler brings it in the zone. We've still got Short and Christian back at D. Puck's still loose. Puck's out of the zone at least. Puck's back to Robbins. Sends it up to Hepler. Over to Myers. And Christian's got it, and he'll shoot. Still loose. Oh, still loose. Myers has it. Oh, man. Bartender was down. Bounced right off his chest.
Hold the line! Hold the line!
Short's got it. Sends it up to Robbins. Get it in the zone at least. Robbins still working with it down low. We've got Hill and Christian back at D. And blocked by Hill. Two-on-one develops. Nice effort there from, I think that was Burnett that dove in. Yeah, dove into the slot there to block that shot. And comes to Robbins, and he's going to ice it. Nope, goes on net. We'll get a line change here. All right, we got Burnett, Ludlow, Page up front. Hill and Conrad back at D. Conrad sends it around. To Burnett. And still kept in at the blue line. Oh, man. All right, Ludlow's got it. Got one on his tail. Oh, man, gets checked, and that's going to get called for a penalty. All right, we'll be back on the power play. It's looking like they're going to let the physical plays go shoulder to shoulder contact. You know, there's a little bird right here. Sorry, I get distracted easy. But if there's a full-on check, they're going to call that. So we are on the power play here. We've got Bomer and Conrad back at D. And puck is sent down for an ice, although our goalie has to stop it here. Oh. Up front, we've got Myers, Robbins, and Hepler. And that's an offside. We got about a minute to go here in the first period. We'll send out Short and Christian at D. Hepler, Robbins, and Myers still up front. All right, puck battle. That goes for icing. All right, same lines. Puck's back to Short. And he'll dump it in. Must have got touched on the way. They said no icing. Myers has it in the corner here. He's going to look to do a wraparound. Puck's still loose. We got about 10 seconds left. Tried to get it to Short at the point. And Hepler's just going to shoot it at the buzzer, and goalie stopped it. All right, we'll have 2 seconds left on the power play to start the second. We'll be back to 5-on-5. All right, end of the first period, score is 1-0.
How you doing? Good. Good seeing you.
All right, start of the second period here. We'll have Hill and Conrad at D, Morris, Neese, Peters up front. And we're back to 5-on-5. All right, Hill's got it behind the net. Rochester takes it behind the net. All right, puck up to the blue line, but not out. It's sent to the center here. Peters has it. And he's going to dump it in. Go for a change here. We get Bomer come in. Conrad's still out. Let's see, we've got Neese working the puck right now. Ludlow's out and Burnett's out. Along with Page. Up to the blue line, kept in and sent back in. Conrad steps up on it, and Page has it. Puck's going to go back behind the net, or into the corner, I should say. All right, puck's up to Ludlow. And Bomer's going to dump it in. And that's offsides. Yeah, sorry about the internet. If it's choppy at all, there will be a game uploaded, or a version of the game uploaded after this that is more clear. All right, we'll have Bomer and Short back at D. Robbins, Myers, Hepler up front. All right, kept in. And offsides. All right, we'll have Bomer and Short still back at D. Myers, Robbins, and Hepler up front. Stick lift from Bomer. Myers going to come up with that. Short's got it. Dumps it in. Robbins has it in the corner. Looks to pass it. All right, Robbins sees Short. Short's going to get a shot and goes this wide. Bomer dumps it in. Still in. And Bomer's going to go off. Robbins has it. Gets it over to Hepler. Shot across the crease. All right, we've got Christian and Short back in D now. Still Myers, Robbins, and Hepler. Makes it back to Short again. Shot. Goalie doesn't have his stick right now. And trying to keep it in the zone, but it's going to get cleared out here. Get iced. We tried to play it. The puck kind of hit the boards and bounced back behind them. Rochester coach is yelling. I think he thought it was touched. It was not touched. Tried to, but puck kind of took a weird bounce. All right, we've got Hill and Conrad back at D. A nice save there for Max. Nice glove save. we got a line change coming. All right. Hill's back with it. Gets a little bit of contact there. That's fine. Refs will allow that all day. All right. Morris has it. Or no, wait, that's Burnett that has it. Sorry. All right. Page has it. He's going to skate it in the zone and dumps it deep. Shot from the point. Bomer's going to try to track it down. He's freshening off the boards, gets a stick on it, and cleared out. Nice. All right, we've got Bomer and Christian back at D. We've got Ludlow. Peters. And tipped out by Bomer. And saved by Max. All right, we've got Boyer, Morris, and Peters up front. Short and Christian back at D. Shot from the point, stopped by Burnick. All right, Christian has it, launches it around the boards. Still not out. Morris gets it cleared anyways. Still trying to get it deep so we can get a change. And that'll do it. All right, we'll get the puck deep. We'll get a line change. And puck is sent in. Christian's going to skate back for it. And launches it up the ice, trying to get it to Hepler, who was just coming off the bench from a change. We've got Norris, Robbins, Hepler up front. No goal. That was almost going to bounce in. Ref was right on the goal line there. It bounced off a body kind of going towards the net. It looks like one of the players cleared it out like on the goal line pretty much. All right, Robbins skates it in. Starts to get away from him, loses an edge. We've got Myers, Hepler, Robbins out right now. Conrad and Short back at D. That's going to go offsides. LOL, you just have to stare at it. All right, Robbins has it. My clock's off by about a minute. We got about 5 minutes left to go here. Hill and Conrad back at D. Myers, Robbins, and Hepler up front. Kept in by Conrad. Back to Hill. Sends it up to Robbins. Tries to get it dumped deep, but can't. Buck's bouncing, cleared out by Hill, I think. And Mac grabs that. All right, we're gonna have Hill and Conrad still back at D. Ludlow, Page, Burnett. We got a delayed penalty coming here. And puck's loose. Still loose. No possession yet from Rochester, so penalty won't be called until they get possession. There it goes. All right. Short and Christian back at D. Ludlow. Burnett and Page up front. Ludlow's got it. Still kind of has it. That's a goal. Another goal from Roken. Crowd's going crazy right now. I know you can't hear them well. Kind of a broken play. The puck was just kind of bouncing around at the player's feet. Came to Roken, he was able to scoop it up and go top shelf with it. Robbins has it. Shot. Bounced over the net. It almost looked like that was going to go in. We've still got Christian and Short back at D. Robbins, Epler, Myers up front. Shot off the post. Shot on that. Nice stop from Max there. Robbins gets it up to the blue line. Myers gets it out. And Myers tries to cut through traffic. Can't get through. We've got Christian and Bomer back at D. Bomer steps up on it. Christian up to Morris. Morris, long pass over to Nice. Kept in by Bomer at the blue line, sent back in. Bomer gets a stick on that, pushes him wide. And puck's going to come up out of the zone. We got less than a minute here to play in the second. All right, chipped up out of the zone. We got about 20 seconds left here to go in the period. Reflected by Bomer, keeps it in the corner. All right, end of the second period. Toledo's up 2-0. All right, start of the third. We'll have Cash Christian, Cam Hill back at D, Logan Page left wing, Roke and Ludlow at center, Drew Burnett at right wing. Puck is dumped in. Hill over to Christian. Up to Ludlow, gets it in the zone. Christian keeps it in. And puck pops out. We got Hill back. Page on the back check. And Hill sends it around the boards. All right, puck's to the blue line, not out. Finally comes out. That goes in. All right. Toledo's still up 2-1. That'll give Rochester some energy, though. For those of you unfamiliar with hockey, they always say a two-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey in terms of. All right, Myers has it. Hepler, Robbins just going to slap it from the point. We've got Bomer and Short back at D.
It's too hard. You got a D guy there.
Puck back to Bomer, sends it up to Hepler. That was offsides. All right. We'll keep Bomer and Short at D. Myers, Robbins, Hepler up front. Bomer's going to go back behind the net with it and sends it up. Oh, gets it through Myers' stick. Nice save there from Burnick. All right, Myers has it. Hepler to his left. And nice save there from Burnick. All right, we'll change up our D. We've got Hill and Conrad in a D. Let's see, Ludlow, Page, Burnett up front. Burnett gets it to the blue line and out. Good offsides there. All right, Hill tips it up the boards, up to Burnett. All right, Ludlow's got it. And shot. Puck goes into the corner here. And puck is cleared out of the zone. That'll probably go for an icing. And it does. All right, Christian and Short in a D. Boyer, Morris, Peters up front. And out of the zone. It's over to Short and hits it up to Morris at least. Nice stick there from Boyer to stop that shot. And all right, we've got Morris with it. Hepler, goalie's going to have to cover it. Hepler, Myers, Robbins up front, Christian and Short back at D. Puck goes over the net. And sent up to Hepplers. And puck is dumped back in. Shipped up to Myers. All right, Christian's got it. Offsides. All right, we'll have Bomer and Conrad back at D. Hepler, Robbins, Myers up front. All right, Burnett covers that. Same lines. Bomer chips it up the boards. And Hepler gets it up to Robbins. Kept in it though. Alright, good offsides there. Alright, same lines. And puck is dumped in. Bomer up the boards to Hepler. And sent in. Conrad's going to go back with it. Nice chip there from Myers. And offsides. All right, we'll keep Bomer and Conrad out. We'll have Ludlow, Page, and Burnett up front. Bomer's got it. Oh, flips up off his stick. Nice save from Burnett. Bomer chips it up the boards. Up to the blue line, but not out. And Burnett chips it up to Ludlow. We get our D change out. We've got Hill and Christian coming in at D. Ludlow's going to chip it in. He'll go for a change. We've got Burnett, Norris, and Myers up front. Puck hits off the outside of the post. We got a trip coming against us here. Once we touch it, we'll go on the penalty kill. All right. 4:55 left in the game here. Still up by 1. Toledo going on the penalty kill. We'll have Conrad and Christian at D, Robbins and Myers up front. Christian sends it around the boards to Robbins. Gets it to the center, and he's just going to take it deep. Still got it. Oh, nice save there. Was trying to bank it off the side of the goalie. Comes back to Conrad. Oh, we got a lucky bounce there. Puck is dumped in. All right. Puck's out of the zone and an offsides. We've got 43 seconds left on the penalty kill. We'll keep Christian and Conrad back at D. We'll bring in Norris and Hepler up front. And Burnett covers that. We're going to have offsetting penalties here. Looks like Morris is going to go, and then one of the Rochester players are going to go. So we should still be at 5-on-4. We're going to keep Conrad and Christian in at D. We'll have Ludlow and Hepler up front. There, but no call. Get it out of the zone at least. Ludlow chips it up. That should have been a hand pass. If you knock it down with your hand and your teammate's the first one to touch it, it usually goes as a hand pass. You get a whistle. Shot. Burnett covers. All right, 3. 3:18 left. We're back to 5-on-5. We've got Bomer and Short back at D. That goes for icing. We've got Burnett, Page, and Ludlow up front. Back to Short, sends it around back behind the boards. And puck comes out of the zone. No icing. The puck out of the zone here. Ludlow's got it. There you go. Short's got it. Sends it out of the zone. Still got a lot of time left. 2.5 minutes here. Oh, we got really lucky there that was not too many men. That goes for icing. Ludlow was getting off the ice. The player came on and touched it right before Ludlow was off. So. All right, we'll have Hill and Christian back at D. Hepler, and Robbins, and Myers up front. Hill hits it around the boards to Robbins and sends it out of the zone. Rochester still has their goalie in. Nice work from Hepler there. All right. We got about a minute and a half here still to play in the game. All right, Toledo gets it out. Rochester still has their goalie in. They got to be thinking of pulling him pretty soon. And Christian sends it around the boards, comes out of the zone. All right. Oh, we got Christian's got it, makes a shot. Loose. Oh, man. All right, they're going to get their goalie out now. All right. Down to 30 seconds left here. Conrad's back with it, sends it up the boards, out of the zone. There we go. Rowe can get some pressure on it. I don't know if he's going to get a chance to shoot it, but just keep it deep. All right, Conrad's got it. Shot. Keep it deep, guys. 10 seconds left. Conrad flips it up. That's going to be it. You're going to have Toledo Cherokee as your playoff champions here. Great work from these boys. A couple high-intensity games this weekend, highs and lows this season. We're all really proud of them to end it on a high note like this. All right, final score 2-1. I'm going to leave the camera going. They're going to do announcements and medals and stuff like that.
Roster players and coaches, the only ones that will be on the ice. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay, guys, we're going to go with the medals now for our Squirt AA Norris Division Championship. First, our runners-up, the Rochester Rattlers Black. Number 23, Brady McInerney. Jacob Berlante. Number 39, Landon Sanoa. Number 40, Nathan Willis. Number 45, Ryan Zapata. Lucas Tomaselli. 67, Cooper Field. 79, Jack Canasti. Number 8, William Randy. And number 97, Colton Marble. His staff, our runners up in the Toledo North Division, Rochester, Rattlers, Black. Now our champions, the Toledo Cherokee. Number 5, Tatum Neese. Number 7, Andrew Burnett. Number 8, Finley Bowler.
Go Finn!
Number 9, Cameron Hill. Number 10, Brayden Norris. 17, Hunter Conrad. 20, Ashton Christian. 22, Mason Short. 23, Reed Hepler. 28, Logan Page. 66, Cameron Black. 68, Brendan Meyer. 72, goalie, Max Burnick. Number 88, Declan Boyer. Number 96, Colin Peters. Number 97, Jackson Robbins. And with the championship punching goal today, number 8,